Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of
No, let's go back to the old. No, I want to. Let's rewind.
Cut! I can't work with this man. He's impossible to work with.
I want the original intro.
Oh, Ellie wants the original intro.
Yeah, we want it. We miss it now.
Do we still have the rights to that? Who cares? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, open your windows and call out to your neighbors. It's time for the weekly check-in with your hosts, Jessica Leigh and John Perrotta. This evening's panel features, he is a travel concierge, a mixologist, a brilliant comedian. He's Jay Burns. Nice. She is a first-line deliverer of infants into the world, direct from Russia. Also a comedian. She's Larissa Enton. He comes to us somewhere from the East Coast. He was once a bare-knuckle champion in the 165 weight class, moved up to headlining across the country. He is the 1999 award-winning bow tie. He's John O'Connor.
That's a nice intro. Less than 15 minutes. What are you doing? That's half the show.
He's impossible to work with.
That's half the show, Mike. What are you doing?
Someone get my agent on the phone right now.
Mike Perrotta, we love you. Jessica, we got our hands full right off the bat. Mike is throwing all different wacky intros.
I know.
We missed the regular intro, so we had to get that back.
Yeah. Well, he started with this sensual phone sex operator type vibe, and I'm not sure if that's the vibe for this chat.
This is not. People will look and they'll say that's not the weekly check-in with John O'Connor again. They're gonna say, "What is this? What are we going into?" Jessica, you doing all right?
I have a sinus infection, but it's not the morning. It's later in the day, so now I've had antibiotic and some Advil, so I'm functionable, but tomorrow's a new day. So.
Yeah, I had sinus infection a few times. I actually had to get sinus surgery once, and that's a lot of fun. Ooh. That's a lot of fun when you wake up from that. That's really don't get that, kids, unless you absolutely need it. That was a rough one. Yeah, but that was in my partying days.
Oh. How did you get to that point where you had to have sinus surgery?
How did I get to that point?
I've never even heard of this.
I used to go to South Providence at 3:00 in the morning buying stuff I shouldn't have been to. We would just leave it. If you go there for 2 years straight, you're gonna get sinus surgery. That's what my doctor told me. He said, "Have you been going there?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Sinus surgery." That's what happened, Jess. It's a long story, Jess. We don't have time to. We'll be in a rehab and everything else. We don't have time to go into that. But it's great to see you, Jess.
You too. I just a picture says 1,000 words.
You know me better than anything, Jess. You should know why I needed sinus surgery. You know me, right? Larissa Enton's in the house. Our first responder. See, I could have used her to do the sinus surgery back then. But I wasn't around. You could have performed an emergency. Appendix and sinus surgery. What are you up to, Larissa?
Well, okay. I even took notes what you and Jess have said.
You took notes?
So, Jess, why he got the surgery? 2 words. Good insurance. Good medical insurance. Okay, now, Jess, you kind of accused Mike. Sounds like a sex operator. I know I haven't seen you in a while. Tell me more. Where did it come from? Mike sounds like a sex operator.
His sensuality. His just he came in.
No, I get it. But how would you know? Such a nice, quiet, noble girl. How do you know how we sound?
Well,
busted.
Interesting. So one of my ex-boyfriends, his mother actually used to be a phone sex operator.
No.
So that she gave me lingerie too for Christmas, and I was
Did you ever hear her on action, Jess? Did you ever hear her on the phone?
Wait a minute. Let's back up. Your boyfriend's
mother gave you hand-me-down lingerie?
Lean into that, Jay. What's going on here?
Must be weird to call your parents at work.
That's the,
Mom, I
that's the
have a
line to
sinus
beat right
infection.
there. That's the line to beat. Early in, we're minutes in, and John O'Connor crushes it.
I got another one. Mike, thank you for taking the night off from owning Jurassic Park to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy I don't have pain.
Yes, we're losing control. Did you ever hear the mother, while you were with your boyfriend on the couch watching TV, did you happen to hear her from the other room, that screaming or anything?
No. So she was like a former phone sex operator. At least
Oh,
I
okay.
think. I don't think it was still going on, like when. But we didn't live with her, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
wish I could apply for a part-time job as a,
good.
phone sex op, call up
Oh my God.
older women and talk my Italian lingo and say, hey,
exactly.
babe,
Oh my God. Could
they'll
you
get 'em
imagine?
going,
Can you
you know?
imagine John Perrotta as a phone sexer? Perrotta, are you feeling my meatballs right now? They're so plump and spicy.
Did you say plump and spicy?
Plump and
Jess,
spicy.
we've lost control like right off the bat tonight, and it's not
Plump
getting
and
any better.
spicy.
You know why? You didn't read the rules. You
I didn't read the rules. Don't talk over each other. No politics. All this. We didn't get into that. That's why. And no phone sex operator stuff. And
But it's happening. It's a
yeah,
job. It's a job.
it's a job.
Yeah.
Jess was calling so much that poor lady said, here's my firstborn. Just stop calling.
I couldn't afford that. Even if I wanted to call a phone sex operator, I couldn't afford that. That's like $9 a minute. Like,
Tell us more.
you watch infomercials at like 3:00 in the morning.
I don't have sinus infections. I'm in bed by 9.
Johnny O'Connor, what's going on in New York City? We're going crazy over here. What's going on in New York, brother?
I don't know, man. It's the same thing. They're supposedly this week they're gonna reopen comedy clubs this weekend.
Yeah,
But
I heard that. Yep.
the story I read on CNN and my girlfriend told me about, it said that over the last week, COVID infections jumped 22% over the prior week. So I don't know. In 2 weeks, everything might get shut down again. We'll see what happens. But
See what happens. Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, we got a new apartment.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You're not in the studio. You're still in the studio. You're moving. You're gonna move. Or?
We're still in the studio. But my girlfriend, she was looking ahead of time. Our lease was up at the end of July. And so we were like, we can't get out for a while, but they let us out. They let us out early. So she had been looking and she found this great apartment in Astoria, Queens. It's a 2-bedroom. It's basically like double the size of the place we live in now.
Nice, Johnny. I can
Which
stay
is
there
nice.
once in a while. Thank you.
Absolutely. You
Appreciate
come
it.
down. We'll go get the meatballs, Johnny.
I'll bring Cronin. Me and you will go to the show. He'll be in the room talking to old ladies on the
That
phone.
sounds good. That sounds good. And then we can bring Larissa in case anybody collapses from too many meatballs.
And we got to say, Monday, I think it was Monday, right? Mike Cronin's birthday. Mike Cronin.
Yes.
Right,
Oh,
it was.
60, let's say happy birthday,
Happy
Mike
birthday,
Cronin.
buddy.
3
Yes,
yesterday.
Happy
Mike,
birthday,
God bless
bro.
you.
Girls, thank you.
63. I'm going over Thursday to buy him a meatball sub and throw him around his apartment a little bit, and we'll have some fun.
I had a very good day yesterday. I got to tell you, Jessica Leigh, your birthday wish brought tears to my eyes. That was very kind of you.
What did she say, Jess? What did
She
you say
wrote
to Mike?
something very, very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
And I just teared right up because I'm a mush. That's who I am.
Mikey cries
Like,
easy. He cries easy.
I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be funny. My mom used to say all the time, don't tell Michael he cries at commercials.
He's crazy.
And then Steve DiNuccio had me in a hilarious fit of laughter as I'm scrolling down. Steve puts this big photoshopped meme up there. And as I'm scrolling down, I can read another birthday bites you. And I get to the picture. It's a gigantic shock with Steve DiNuccio behind the teeth with a panic look on his face. It was hilarious. It was so, so funny. I laughed so hard.
You guys need medical attention. That's what I say.
It was very funny.
We got a therapist. We got a nurse. Attend to these people. They're out of their minds. Him and
And
Danucci.
then
two
let me
crackpots.
see. I'm going to look for this. I want to see if you can hear this. I hope that you can. I hope that you can.
Is this a Miracle Air commercial? Hoping we can hear.
I got to turn this up really, really loud.
What's going on in your world, Jay? Well, he's looking for whatever he's looking for. What's going on with you, brother?
Not much, just working hard, and then here we go.
You can't hear him, Mike. Let's go back to Jay Burns.
It was just Steve DiNuccio saying, "Hey, Mike, have a wonderful day, have a magical day."
Can you hear it?
Is that your granddaughter?
Listen.
Yeah, okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I'm gonna cry.
Mike.
Don't cry, Mike.
To you.
Nice.
Oh,
Grampy Mike, I love you. I know you
Grampy
cried when you
Mike.
first heard that, right, Mike?
Oh man, that's what it's all
Did you
about.
cry when you first heard that?
Yes, I was emotional.
That's gonna cost John $1,500, so he's gonna cry soon too.
Yeah, the birthday rights. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Speaking
Yeah.
of 1,500, let's talk about the 1,400 because me and Mr. Cronin on the panel here, we haven't got our 1,400.
Yeah, we haven't gotten
Jessica,
it.
did you get yours?
Yeah.
Larissa, did you get yours?
No.
Oh,
John O'Connor, you get yours?
I wasn't counting on it, and I got mine like the first day.
Wow.
Jay
Yeah.
Burns?
yeah, but I do my taxes in like
Yeah,
the
we
last.
did our taxes. I get my taxes done 2008.
I haven't
No,
done
no.
mine yet for this year.
Well,
The
no,
last
for this
two
year,
times
mine-
I got the 600 and the 1,200 direct deposit, no problem. And this time, I don't know, me and Corona, for some reason, I think they know we're doing this show and they said we got to
Like-
withhold it. We don't trust these son of a guns.
The
I
government-
think
no
I
more
think it's
meatballs for
because
those
we're
two.
retired. That's what I think. I came across another article that said people that are on Social Security retirement and Social Security disability and Social Security this, they're waiting. The first one I didn't get to 1,200 until like the end of October.
Oh, wow.
And then when the 600 came out, I got it right away.
Does anybody have 2,800? They can let me and Mike borrow for by Thursday. We'll pay a 10% interest. Yes.
Karina and Big Daddy, they got theirs.
Everybody's got it, but me and Mike.
Angel hasn't gotten his.
Larissa didn't get hers either, though.
I
Listen and get it.
Larissa didn't get hers.
My
You got the
friend
first
Bob, we
two?
had a baby. It's a boy.
I
He
got
got
first two, yes.
What do you make of this, John O'Connor? You're in New York City, the hub of the world. What do you make? We're not getting our checks.
I think it's probably meatball related. Meatball comedy stopped. Meatball sub. You guys are both retired. They probably figured like they're
Wow.
living on meatballs. They got it all figured out. What are we
John,
gonna, what
did
are
you
they,
know that I had
1,400?
a production company named Meatball Comedy Stop?
He knows.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to work there.
It couldn't
I
work for you.
I tried. It wasn't for lack of effort.
I never met you though, so I never met you before.
No, we never met in person. I've known Katie for years because Katie came to shows.
To be fair, the guy I was working for, he told me up front. It wasn't like he blindsided me with it. He had it all worked out when you started. And I was like, all right, that's fine. But yeah, so I never could have.
Johnny, I know Mike. I've known Mike for 30 years, and I only got mad at him. I can remember once really mad one time, and I was so mad I told him, I'm going to drive through your living room.
He's going to drive his car right through my living
I
room.
said, I'm going to drive my car right through his living room, but I didn't do it, obviously.
And he
But, yeah.
stayed mad. I couldn't talk him off the ledge.
How
and then
long?
a
I was
couple-
mad for a couple of days.
Was
Couple
this the infamous turkey meatball sub incident?
Mike and I have a lot of stuff in 30 years, crazy stuff that happened that we can't even get into.
Absolute. This is an epic story. This is one that is one for the ages. It's everything. It's comedic. It's suspenseful because you're wondering, is this guy really going to drive his car through Cronin's house?
I just
And then-
scared you. That's all. I'm
and
not,
then a
sometimes
couple
I
of
think
days-
sometimes I think I'm Tony Soprano. I just try
couple
to
of days
scare you.
later, I get the phone call. Bad boy. I'm crazy. Bad boy. I'm nuts. Oh, bad boy. You know I wouldn't. I love you, bad boy. You know I wouldn't do that. Drive my car through your house. What am I nuts? I'm nuts.
The funniest
Don't
thing
worry,
was
don't worry,
when
Mike. Thursday, he's gonna fill that promise. Don't
I
worry.
probably told you guys before, but one of the funniest things when I was Ubering for a little while, and I get this address, and I pull up, and this guy gets in the back seat. I look, I said, "Where you going, buddy?" It was Mike Cronin. I was the Uber driver. What's the odds of that happening? Mike was shocked. He said, "What are you doing?"
I am the most non-violent person that you know. And I've got one of my best friends, John Perrotta, threatening to drive his car right through my house.
I would never do such a thing, Mike. Never. I wouldn't want to hit the fence. You know what I mean?
Even when I come back and I think about it, that was just like so
Johnny, you
funny.
know me. I'm a mild-mannered guy. Once in a while, I lose my temper, but that's not too often anymore.
We had a guy that would come in here. So we all knew him as, I'm gonna swear a little bit. And I apologize. So he's known here as motherfucker.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, exactly. He's a great guy. He's one of the sweetest human beings you'll ever meet.
He sounds great.
He's fantastic. He's actually really cool. So one night he's in here and he's buying pickle shots for everybody, picklebacks for everybody. So which is it's a shot of whiskey and a shot of pickle juice. So he's buying them for everybody. They're gross. I don't like them. Anyway, he's hammered, and the next morning he had driven home by himself. And the next morning, the next day, we were at the bar, and we were like, "Dude, you okay? Like you were pretty bad last night." He goes, "I gotta tell you something. Last night, that guy who valeted my car was an asshole." I'm like, "Valeted your car? What are you talking about?" He rode up right on my lawn, knocked over my fence, and left my car running all night. I said, "Motherfucker, did you just drive home by yourself and then left your car on your lawn?" He goes, "Yeah, that's exactly what happened."
Wow.
Sounds like a social drinker.
So he was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's given up the drink now, but he was such a great person. I love him.
What does he do now for work?
He's been retired for the last 10 years. He's in his late 70s.
Late 70s.
Yeah.
Of course.
So he doesn't drive up on the lawn anymore, huh?
No. He stopped doing it all.
Yeah. Where are we going from here, Jess? We talked about the MF driving up on the lawn drunk.
Yep.
The spectacular show. We're talking about Johnny and Larissa. Where can we go from here, Jess?
Horror movies is always a nice transition. Michael.
Oh no! Come on.
My recommendation, you got to see. I think it was your sister Katie told me a good horror suspense thriller, Orphan. This couple adopts this little girl. It was a 2-hour movie, start to finish. I didn't even get up and go get something to eat. I was watching this movie, horrifying, crazy.
Really?
You want to see a movie that I thought it was nuts. You adopt a kid and the stuff that happens is like whacked. Have you seen that yet, anybody? Jess?
Yeah. Orphan's fantastic.
Yeah, they're gonna make a prequel to it now. They signed the same girl. What's a prequel? Is that like?
Yeah, it's called Conception. Count it.
It's gonna be a good
Nice,
movie. You gotta
hot
see
tonight,
Orphan.
man.
Your sister recommended it. Did you see it yet, Johnny?
No, but speaking of my sister, she told me that she was on this show last week, and now she's your favorite O'Connor.
I didn't say that.
I said that. I said that.
Okay.
I loved you, Johnny.
No, she's got that.
You love the O'Connors.
I think this is what she's referring to. We were talking about how you and I, John, have never met in person, and Katie and I have. And I was complimenting Sammy Jane on how well she interviews and what a great job she did with Nick Albanese. And I said, and now, I don't even want to meet John in person. I want to meet Sammy Jane in person now. Maybe that's what she was referring to.
I don't blame you. Her exact text to me was, let me see here. I don't know. I don't know where it is, and I don't want to tie you guys up. It said something about like Mike Cronin and John Perrotta said that I'm their favorite O'Connor now, or something like that.
I said we
I was
love you
just
on
like,
the show.
wow.
I never said I would
Wow.
You guys, Johnny, I know you too long. I would never say she's my favorite.
I've been
How
betrayed.
how did Katie roll that up? Because at the end, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the tape because at the end of the show, I want to say Katie said something like, "I'm really glad that you guys like me. I hope you like me better than my brother," or something like that.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Something like that. It was.
And Mike was right there, like, oh, absolutely, we love you more than we love John.
But now Katie's doing acting classes on Tuesday nights, so she's not going to be able to come on. Maybe at some point, but she's doing acting classes on Tuesday nights. So
Yeah.
he was a great guest. Were you, John?
We had
Katie was a
Chef
great guest.
Marissa on with us with Katie for quite a while last week.
Did you
And
see?
then, and then John O'Connor, this guy that works with her, right? So the first time she puts the camera on him, and evidently where they live, the hallway's like the size of 2 bowling alleys. And all you can see is this kid just flying down the hallway. And as she rapped last week, same thing. You can see the guy off in the distance just running. He wants no part of the camera whatsoever. I just find it so hilarious. Chef Marissa was like, grab me a chair. I'm on the show.
Yeah, she was at work last week, and the chef came on and cooks there, John.
Oh, she
So
was.
we talked
Yeah.
to her for like 20 minutes. She was on. We talked to her.
That's
She was
funny.
really cool. She was really
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
great.
You were on that one, right, Jess?
Yes. Yeah. Last week was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of what we talked about last week. Well, we knew that John had an apartment. We knew that, but I think that we weren't supposed to know that.
That's right. That's right. Katie leaked the scoop to the point of where she went, ooh, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
That's right.
Tonight we all went with it. It's like, I'm getting a new apartment. Oh, really? We had no idea.
Wow. Yay.
I was genuinely surprised and very congratulatory. And I'm like, what? I didn't know this shit. What the hell?
I mean, but to be reasonable though, like I think we all might have forgot. Because I think
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What happens between
I remember.
because a lot of times like we'll be halfway through something. I'm like, we've talked about this before, but it feels like the first time. You know, it's like that Foreigner song, right? Foreigner, not Journey, right? Yeah.
Foreigner. Yes, Foreigner. Feels
Yeah.
like the first time.
Sinus infection, not here fully tonight.
That's that punk band, right? Sinus infection.
Sinus infection, yeah. They rock.
I'll tell you, boy, that would make a good punk band name. Sinus Infection.
This show, Larissa, the show is completely off the rails.
And their
Oh, must
debut album, Phlegm.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
You guys are sick. You guys are
And
nuts.
it's raining money in here.
yes.
True.
Oi,
When
oi,
you-
oi.
When you move into the new place, Johnny?
April 15th.
It's the old tax day. Now it's May 17th this
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
April
But,
15th.
Yeah, we're excited,
John,
man.
whereabouts in New York?
Well, right now we're in Queens. We're in Rego Park, Queens, and we're moving to Astoria, which is like, it's like right across the river from Manhattan, basically. So,
Okay.
we're gonna be like a 10-minute walk from Astoria Park. So there's like a track I can run around on down
Nice.
there, and yeah, it's like a really cool spot. There's pizza places near our place and a pita place, which I'm very excited about. So
Nice, Johnny.
yeah, looking forward to it.
There's a pita place. I'm sorry, this is just, I don't know why this is a segue in my head. John, Mike, there's a pita place on Mineral Spring Avenue.
Fresh pita. Yep.
Fresh pita.
I go there.
I was okay. But it's one of those places I have high expectations for, places that have shawarma and kibbe, and like you got to hit a mark as far as I'm concerned. And the shawarma was really good. The kibbe was awful. It was so bad. And I'm just like, oh man,
Bashing the place.
you got to have, no, I'm not bashing the place at all. The shawarma was fantastic. I'll eat the shawarma all day long. But the
I've
other
never
stuff-
had that in my life. What is it?
What's that?
I'm Italian. I'm thinking
you would love
sausage and
shawarma.
peppers. What
Shawarma's
is
good.
shawarma? What is it?
So it's basically like it's meat, essentially, just meat and spices, and they cook it on a rotisserie, like the stand-up rotisserie, and then they shave it off. So what
It's
you
lamb,
get-
right? Or lamb, right?
Usually it's a lamb beef
Yeah.
mixture. This place has beef.
It's good though, Johnny. You'd like it.
Oh, you'd love it. John.
I don't eat lamb. I won't eat lamb.
You're
When I
about
go
to-
there, I
This
get
place has
the
beef.
beef with feta cheese, tomatoes, and a little bit of lettuce.
That's good.
Yeah.
I want my
It was-
meatballs.
Yeah, I'm looking. You know, I might.
You can keep the shawarma. I'll have a meatball platter with sausage and peppers.
I might get some meatballs when we
The
wrap
grated
up tonight.
cheese and some red hot pepper seeds.
I don't
That
have
kills
any.
the shawarma.
You could do like a Wright's Chicken
What's a
Farm for
shawarma?
meatballs, Johnny. You could call it the Meatball Shawarma Farmer.
Yes.
I always wanted to, Wright's Farm, I could never nail that place. I always wanted to get them to do the all you can eat, all you can laugh dinner comedy show. And I went there once to talk to them, and they wanted me to guarantee them like 240 people, 240 dinners.
Oh,
Some crazy figure. I was gonna have to pay for like 200 or 240 dinners, $15 a dinner or whatever it was. I'm gonna basically for 200 people, I have to come up with $3,000 of food guaranteed. I'm gonna get that. If I get 150 people, I'm gonna be sitting there eating chicken for 6 months. You know what I mean? I said I can't do this. I couldn't.
Put it all in the trunk, brother.
We're gonna have to pull up a van and take it and go sell it in Providence.
It's a lot
How
of,
am I
it's a lot
gonna
of
do
doggy
it?
bags.
50 dinners. I wanted to do it, Johnny. All you can eat, all you can have. Wright's Chicken Farm. I wrote letters to them. I stopped it in. I couldn't get through them. I think it's a gold mine idea, you know, for that place. In the old days, I don't know about now. Now, coming out of the pandemic, I'm not sure what's going to happen to the dinner show. But I am doing dinner show at Carriage Inn in North Kingstown, so they want to come back. Limited seating, but I was doing a lot of dinner shows, so I don't know what's going to happen to the majority of them. You know, could be tough. Maybe if I can do an all you can eat shawarma.
There you go.
All you can eat swami. What's it called?
Shawarma.
Shawarma. That sounds like a girl. I'm gonna go pick up Nancy Shawarma. She lives off Academy Avenue. Nancy, you gonna be ready? Her father and mother, Mr. and Mrs. Shawarma, come to the door. Nice to meet you two.
Years ago, when Johnny's about 5 years old, my whole family, mom, dad, my sister Kate, Johnny, we go down to the Carriage Inn for a Sunday dinner. So I bought Johnny a gray pinstripe 3-piece suit. So he wants to wear it that day. So he's rocking the 3-piece suit. I do his hair all up. He's only 5. So we get there and there's a wedding in the other room. He wants to go in this wedding. He wants to go. So my mother's like, Johnny, you're not there. You can't go to their wedding. He goes, why, Granny? I've got a suit. I'm wearing a suit. I just want to go in there for a while. I want to go to that wedding. So my mother finally says, Johnny, you can't go to that wedding. He goes, that's okay, because I'm going to wear this suit to your funeral.
No, he said that.
He said it as an innocent kid. So my mom looks at him and says, you do that.
That's hardcore. Tell Johnny that's hardcore.
Man.
He didn't know. He's only 5. He's proud
He's
of
only
his
5.
suit.
Did you
Yes.
ever have
My dad never
anyone
saw.
else- Well, I was just gonna. So, did anyone else have? So, I remember when I was a kid, my first comedy album of all that I heard, the first time I actually was introduced to comedy was Red Fox's "I Ain't Lied Yet," and he does a joke in it where he talks about a horse in a bar, and if you know a lot of old jokes, you know the ending. But like, did anyone else have like a dirty joke when you were like a child, when you were like 7, 8, 9, 10? Or even younger that you knew, but you didn't understand and you would tell to adults?
I don't
I had
remember.
one.
I can remember as a kid watching Laughing, and I couldn't understand why my mom and dad were laughing, because all those jokes flew right over my head.
Johnny, what were you gonna say?
My great uncle John used to have this joke, and he'd always he'd pull you aside, like, hey, you want to hear a dirty joke? He'd be like, all right. And he would say, 3 white horses fell in the mud. And then he would just walk away. And that was it. And I remember being a kid, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. He's like, go tell your family or go tell your mom. I told you this joke. Say, want to hear a dirty joke? 3 white horses fell in the mud. That was it.
I had an Uncle Vic, one of my favorite uncles. When I was young, I always said to him for years, I said to him, I said, Uncle Vic, what's up? And he said, was up this morning. He used to say that from when I was young all the way till he passed away, God rest his soul. Whenever I saw him, I said, that's what I say. Hey, what's up, Uncle Vic? I said, it was up this morning. What am I going to do? I can't. He made me laugh every time. And
So
I
good.
didn't subconsciously, I just always said that to be, hey, what's up? How you doing? And he would always throw that out to me, you know?
That's
My
such a
dad's
good
favorite
one,
one
too.
was my dad would always ask me like, "Hey, did your face hurt?" No, that's killing me.
Me.
He beat that joke to death.
I love those. I don't know why, but I love those jokes that like they're those jokes. You know what I mean? Like they're not. I mean, on
Like
the
they're
big
funny the
stuff-
first time, and then you're like, "All right, I get it."
Yes,
But somebody
yes.
just every time just hammering it home.
But I feel like it's a bell curve. Like there's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a name, but like we all know who. Like there's a comic that we all knew when we first started out. He's still doing comedy now, but like he would do the same shitty jokes, and he wasn't funny for very long, and then all of a sudden he's funny again. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know who I'm talking about. But it's like,
There are several people I'm thinking of. So
oh yeah, I mean it's true. John, you know you.
I don't know who you're talking about. I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this in a disparaging way. I love this guy. This guy is one of my favorite. Get the fuck in here. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, here comes
Excuse
Vincent.
my
Oh,
language,
boy.
but
You look a little dry, guy.
Here he is, Larissa. Brian
There
Vincent,
he
you know
is.
him? You know this
I
guy,
can't stay.
Larissa?
No.
Brian, this is
No, I never
Larissa.
met.
Larissa,
Hello.
first responder,
How
comedian.
we-
You know everybody
me?
else? She's a
Oh,
first
I'm one of the last
responder,
ones to
not you.
respond. Oh, me?
You're the
What?
last responder. We don't want you. You have 15 drinks. We don't want you to be the first responder.
Wow, that's not even right. Oh,
Happy
shit, can they
birthday
go-
to your
can they
mom.
coke on you?
Brian, happy birthday to your mom.
Thank you.
Yes.
Happy birthday to your
Luana,
mom. I
take a-
didn't see that.
Listen, throw open your windows, call out to your neighbors. Oh,
Yay!
wait, we did that shit already.
That's it, baby. That's
Didn't
it.
do that shit?
no.
Oh,
We got this guy competing for your job, Mike. Vincent,
No, I
you,
don't want Mike's
you
job.
popped in. You got to tell us a
I
joke.
don't want Mike's job. He's on Fantasy Island right now. Look at him.
Did you have a joke when you were a kid that your parent, a dirty joke that you, when you were a kid that you knew that you would say to adults, but you didn't realize how dirty it was?
I'll tell you the first joke I ever, it's my grandfather told me, and I was like 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wait, Jessica Lee's here. I can't say the joke.
Just tell the joke.
All right, Jessica Lee.
Yes, you-
All right, my grandfather told me this. He's dead, and he would have been 96. So he's like, 2 gay guys are on the dock. All right, one gay says to the other gay guy, he's like, "What kind of boat is that?" He's like, "That's a ferry boat." And the other guy says, "I didn't know we had our own navy." And I never forgot that joke. It's not funny by any means today, but it stuck with me at 6 years
I know
old.
a
Like,
lot of gay guys would get a kick out of that joke.
I know that, but 6 years old, I still knew what funny
Right.
was. But no, I don't know. I was always funny as a kid. I had nuns, so whatever I said, I got hit.
I had the
Amen.
nuns too. I had the nuns too, Brian.
Exactly. And look how you
In
turned.
nursery school, I had the Catholic nuns.
Exactly. Didn't they put you in a dress?
I would never take the afternoon nap.
Yep.
Everybody would take the nap. They were always mad at me. So one day, one of the nuns, I heard her say to the other nun, I had enough of this kid. They got me, put me in a little dress, put me in a crib. My mother came to pick me up. I was 5 years old. I'm in a crib in a dress crying. I was the first cross-dresser in the state of Rhode Island, and I should have sued the Diocese of Providence. I would have had millions. I let it
Listen,
go.
I'm not
I
gonna-
let it
I'm
go.
not-
I let it go.
I'm not gonna lie to you, John. Martha needs a fat older sister. So you want to put the dress back on? I can use an open act.
If they did that today, they'd get in a lot of trouble, though. A teacher
A lot
or a
of
mom
trouble.
or anybody.
That'd be the headline on CNN.
Yeah, imagine I go to the school, pick up my kid, he's in a dress in a crib. I mean, that's, they
But also,
tortured me, and this is why I'm in therapy today.
Right, but like, what was the point of like that punishment too? Like, what was that supposed to accomplish?
Because I was a son of a gun as a kid, and I wouldn't take the nap, and they got mad, and they said, we're gonna put him in a dress.
It was
Yeah, but wearing a dress
humiliation.
doesn't make you fall
Yeah.
asleep faster. Was the dress made out of chloroform? I don't get it.
Right, like it's
Hi, John O'Connor.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hi. I almost wore my bow tie tonight, but I didn't want to
Ah,
upstage you.
oh, that's right. Yeah, I couldn't compete with you. You got the jacket, so.
And I almost
Ryan,
wore
tell
whatever
us a
Mike's
joke.
wearing.
You're on the show. Tell us a joke. He's the
I
No
like
joke
joke,
that
no
tie
joke.
that
That-
you're wearing,
No, no joke.
Brian.
If you don't
Jay,
tell a
Brian.
joke,
Michael.
we're gonna get us canceled. You gotta tell us one joke.
No, I can't. After the last time, I'm still in litigation with Jessica Lee. No jokes.
One joke.
But it's nice to see everybody.
You too, buddy.
And Larissa, thank you for being for first responder.
Yeah, thank you,
do
Larissa.
comedy too.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I need a new partner.
Oh, wow.
All right. Grandma
I was
Martha's
gonna have
gonna,
Mike Cronin, but he's on a suntan lotion bottle now.
Yeah.
That's right,
Brian,
man.
Grandma Martha's got a big 95th birthday bash that sold
If she
out at the
makes it,
Sunnyside.
5 more years, she gets on the smoker's job.
Ah, I like that.
And who's in that show, Brian?
What?
Who's in Grandma Martha's show? You got Grandma Martha,
Yeah, here.
Jay Burns.
My buddy Tommy's just MC. He'll put a tux on and MC it. I got my friend Robert Black coming to sing.
The Elvis guy. He's gonna do the
He
Elvis.
loves Martha. Everybody loves the old lady.
So
What's
he does
the date
Grandma
on
Martha
that?
too, Larissa. I don't think you ever saw him. He does Brian Vincent's one character, which is him. He's a nut, and the other one is Grandma Martha. He comes like
Little old lady.
like your grandmother. He's all dressed up like an old lady. And tell us about the time you got pulled over as Grandma Martha by the
By the
cops.
cop. Well, this was before now, back then, nobody was dressed like that. So I got by. They just thought I was a little old lady. Now it's fashionable. But back then, I got pulled over coming from a Halloween party. And I ran a red light on Phoenix Avenue and Atwood Avenue, where the old police station was. So Cranston cop pulled me over. I'm like, shit, because the Cranston cops are, So I always drove a big car. I had my Oldsmobile at the time. Cop pulls me over, knocks on the window. I said, son of a bitch. Right? I roll the window down this much. And he says, ma'am, he says, can you roll the window down? I said, oh, no. They told me at the dock, don't roll the window down for nobody. I have my
No.
hearing aid in. I says, look, I said, speak up. I said, I can hear you. I said, when I turn this up to 10, I said, I can hear a rat piss on cotton. I said, ma'am, he said, you know why I pulled you over? I said, yes, Sonny, that light was red. I said, I drove right through it. So went for a long story. I had him there for 20 minutes talking, and he just thought I was a little old lady. So finally, at the end of the conversation, he's like, ma'am, he says, are you going right home? I said, yeah. I said, I'm not supposed to drive at night. I said, I got Cadillacs. I said, I got to go home. He said, you need me to
Cadillacs.
follow you home. And I said, listen, Sonny, I said, I've been driving since I had a crank on the car. I said, go fight the forces people. I said, I'll be all right. So he followed me for a little bit. I put my left blinker on. I never turned left, and I went home. Took myself right out of a ticket.
Wow.
Buddy,
I love that.
that's a true story.
I sprayed on extra Gina Tay so he wouldn't smell the booze.
I love that. They told me never roll down the window after dark. That is beautiful.
And Brian, I'm the only
No,
guy.
he didn't ask for my license.
No.
Jay, go ahead,
Why you
Jay.
touch Zelda? What are you touching me for?
No, but didn't you give him a caramel?
Oh yeah, I gave him a piece of candy. Yeah. Well, I didn't want to. Yeah, I'm not booked for this show. The last show I busted in, so I'm only here for 20 minutes. 7 minutes.
You're still a special guest.
So he pulls me over, and I knew I was drinking. I wasn't bound, but I said, you know what? So I go in my bag to get a hard candy. So, and I shake like this here. I go in my pocketbook. I guess a handful of hot candy. I'm still doing this. And I says to him, I says, you diabetic? And he says, no. I said, give me a hand. He cop puts his hand in my car. All right. I said, did you have your supper? He says, yes, ma'am. I says, here you go. I give him a handful of hot candy. I says, don't choke on it. He says, okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. A grown man, a police officer, I'm telling him, don't choke on hot candy. And he's like, man, thank you very much. He had to be a nice little Italian boy, because who else would put up with that bullshit at 2 o'clock in the morning from some
That is
crazy old bag?
Incredible.
I look good. I'm not going to lie to you.
One night after a show, when I used to drink, I pull out of a gas station, have my headlights off. All of a sudden, the state trooper, the lights are on. I said, oh, man, 'cause I'm all done, right? He pulls next to me, rolls the window down. I look over. He says, tell me a joke. I did his birthday party 2 years before.
Oh my
I never met anybody in Rhode Island that's got pulled over by a state trooper. They're all tough. Gets pulled over, and the guy tells us, tell me a joke. I was like horrified. I was so nervous, Johnny. And all of a sudden, he's telling me, tell him a joke. I did his 30th birthday party like 2 years before.
Wow.
Great guy, but he gave me a break because you don't want to deal with a state trooper at 1 a.m.
You just look at it. Brother, what do you do? What do you state trooper?
Eat meatballs in the dark,
You eat
brother.
meatballs in the dark.
I'm going to roll your ass, brother.
This guy. I told you to tell your joke. Don't do my act, you son of a gun.
All right, how about I tell one of my jokes like you? Can I do that?
All right, you tell one of your jokes like me. That'd be
I'm going
cool.
to tell one of my
That's
jokes
the first
like
time
Perrotta.
it's ever been
All
done.
right, give me a second.
anywhere.
Give me a second, because I got to retool over here. I'll tell a nice one.
First time for everything.
All right, brother. A little old lady, brother, calls up my granddaughter, right? He says, I got bad news for you, brother. Your grandfather passed away this morning. And the granddaughter said, that's awful, brother. What happened? And she said, we were having sex. What are you doing, brother? Still having sex? It's crazy. It's dangerous. Oh, no, the grandmother says, we use the bell method. The granddaughter says, what's the bell method? Said, we live across the street from the church. The church bells chime in and out, nice and easy. Your grandfather can keep up. He was doing just fine until that goddamn ice cream truck drove by.
You're out of your mind. This, and we want to know why this show got canceled, Mike. Well, we're down. We're only doing this once a week now, every Tuesday. The weekly check-in. This is it, once a week. That's all we can handle, Johnny. It's too much.
But you know what? You can't have too much of a good thing.
Yeah, it was good through the pandemic. We had fun, but now it's once a week. We're gonna go to some live shows, and we're gonna have that's
Okay.
it. We'll promote some shows on here, and we'll have some live shows. And
Can you
Did you guys
please
ever
put me
try
on a
this?
show? Please, my mother will give me one of your kidneys. Come on, put me on a
Yeah.
show.
Put
What's
Vincent.
that?
Did you ever try this? Chilada, mango and chili.
Ooh.
Is it beer?
Yeah,
So it's like a sweet, very very sweet beer. But
I
it's
got the gout and he's got diabetes. Between the two of us, we should be dead.
just
we
have
can't
one.
drink that.
Then you guys can split one. So it's
Who
just
said-
like
2 sips of that, we're down to 1 shoe.
it's very sweet, and then afterward it's got the chili, so it's a spicy aftertaste.
Cool.
Mhm.
I
Wow.
remember some comic talking about like one of those Budweiser like margarita like drinks that they have out there,
Yeah.
and all he said was, and somebody had one in the audience for this. Would you stop drinking my
I want
drink?
to taste your shit.
Try this one. And the comic was like, I want to say it was what's his name, Kurt Bernhauer?
Kirk Douglas,
No,
Burt Lancaster.
Anyway,
Kurt Braunohler?
Bernhauer, yeah.
Yeah, him.
And he goes, yeah, and you know this Budweiserito, or as I like to call it, just a UTI in a can. And that's all I can think about those sweet beers from now on. All it tastes like to me, UTI in a can.
Larissa and Jess,
guys
the
mess you up.
girls, we've lost control of the show.
It's
I don't know how
okay.
to get it back. It's almost over. How do we salvage the last few minutes of the show?
Sorry for interrupting.
No, you did a great job, Vince. We always love you barging in. We love it. If anybody's gonna barge in anything I'm doing, you can do it anytime, 24/7. I love you, brother. I love you.
Listen, I'll be on a nice day in the town dancing. You just tell me when, brother.
He's doing my act, the son of a. I don't even know my act. He's throwing shit in my act. I
Don't
watched
worry,
the
we can
video
do it.
I watched the video the other day. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this stuff again.
You can do it just fine.
You'll be fine.
Listen, I got a couple of songs I can sell you. With the Vaz songs, they're good. I sell them to you
You
cheap.
want to sell me Danuccio songs? Are you
Oh.
crazy?
Let me tell you something.
Larissa,
Oh,
help me over here.
hello.
These guys are nuts. You're a first responder. How do you save us?
Meatballs, lots of meatballs.
Meatballs.
Do you make good meatballs, Larissa? Do you make a good meat-
Absolutely. We talked about me cooking.
Larissa worked in an Italian restaurant. She worked in and she's Russian. She worked in an Italian restaurant.
What Italian restaurant?
Which one?
Guidos on Hope Street in Providence.
It was good.
It was fabulous, yes.
Are they still
You
there?
can make meatballs?
No.
You can't make
Do
meatballs.
I make meatballs?
She
Yes.
makes a killer meatball.
Well, that's good. I eat
Italian,
meatballs.
Italian-Russian combo meatballs.
Maybe we
Yeah.
should have a party at my house. All you can eat.
Yeah.
That sounded very exotic when she said Guido's on Hope Street.
Guidos.
Like, ooh.
Listen, there's a lot of Guidos on Hope
Yeah,
Street.
there's a lot of Guidos there.
Right, we're almost time to wrap. Do you have anything else you want to add to this?
Mike's sleeping.
I know
I
you're
just
gonna
bring
watch
dinosaurs
Orphan later.
back.
You're
I
gonna watch.
just ordered. I
Yeah.
just ordered from Grubhub.
Mike, I just saw your brother on the TV.
Who? Where?
Jurassic Park.
You said that before.
No, I wasn't here. I didn't know we were gonna do a show with the banana boat guy.
I tell you, man, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Mikey just turned 63. He looks great. I knew when he was 30 years ago. He looks rough. You look rough, Mike.
I look rough.
Right, Mike.
You
You
look
look
great,
every
Mike.
bit of
You look
63.
great. Mike, you look phenomenal.
Are
You
you
look
sure
great.
you're not 70?
Listen, Mike, 3 words. Oil of Olay.
Oil of Olay.
Inside and out.
Right.
Let's talk about the spectacular show. How often you do that, Johnny?
I usually do it once a week. I didn't put it out last week because we were doing like moving stuff. So I'm gonna put one out this week, and then I'm gonna tell everybody like I'm taking a hiatus for like a few weeks so we can get moved into the new place, and then I'll start putting out more. Usually I do every Thursday.
Is
Every
it
Thursday.
video or audio?
It's just audio. Eventually, I'd like to do because I do 4 shows a month usually. I'd like to do 4 shows a month, and then I'd like to do 1 video a month. So I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
You need to do video with that mustache. You gotta do it. You
Yeah,
mustache
man.
wax.
I should be
I
selling
just want you to tie me
balloons.
to the railroad tracks right now.
Yeah, yeah. And a bare knuckle boxing match.
Exactly. Bully.
Yes. Is it almost that time?
Yeah, he's got the look, man. He's got the look.
I look like I work at a carnival.
At least you're working.
That's
Exactly. None of us are working.
That's a good question. John, if you were going to work at a carnival, which ride would you run?
which ride would I
I'm gonna
run?
work at
Great question.
When would I run? Probably the horror ride. The horror. I used to Rocky Point. I used to love the horror house. I would run that. Yeah, I would run the horror house.
House, brother.
Haunted house.
Yeah, haunted house, the horror house, haunted house. Yeah, that's what I would run. So Jess is freezing up. I don't know why she's freezing up. I think Jess froze. We're gonna do the wrap up, and hopefully she gets unfrozen. Larissa, are you frozen too? Is everybody's frozen? Or are you guys doing this purposely?
You know what I mean? Like he's
Everybody's stopped.
Yeah, I wait for that.
Well, here I am now. I don't know what happened.
Everybody move.
Yeah.
We're the center square now. I feel like
I don't
Joan
know-
Rivers.
I don't know
We
what
just
happened.
moved.
You
Me and Mike
froze
are
up.
up top now.
You froze
and
up for a
How did
second.
that freeze up like that?
It was probably your internet.
They
for an
all
instant.
unfroze. Everybody. Oh,
Like
Well-
frozen meatballs.
Everybody was frozen. I'm like, well, I'm trying to talk to that.
Stop it now.
I thought everybody was in on this. I thought you said when we get to the 1 hour, everybody.
But everybody was in on this.
I thought you guys were. I'm looking. What are you guys doing? I really did. Honest to God, Mike.
Wow, we were supposed to
Let's wrap
freeze
this
after
up
1
before
hour.
we freeze again. Larissa Anton, first responder, comedian, will hit the stage again soon. What are you gonna
Yes.
say to wrap it up? Coming from Guido's on Hope Street. What are you gonna say?
I'll say good night and can't wait to see you all live in Providence.
Yes, live. All right, Larissa, we'll see you soon.
That leaves Mike
Johnny
out.
O'Connor, you calm down. Johnny O'Connor, the spectacular show. What are you gonna say to wrap it up?
I think that
off
what we
me.
should do is we should get a carnival going, and we'll get one of those ball pits like Chuck E. Cheese, but it'll be meatballs, brother.
You guys are
In the
all-
dark, brother.
Good night, Larissa.
Just
Johnny,
meatballs and glow stick.
Brian Vincent, Jake Burns. What are you gonna say to wrap it up? And you can,
I have no word.
You gotta shut the frig up. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I got nothing. I'm good. No, May 22nd, we have Martha's 95th
They
birthday.
know that it's sold
I
out.
understand.
Sold out. Sold
Well,
out.
we got more shows coming up, so go online to watch that. I don't.
We got more shows that nobody's coming to. Well,
Go
but
ahead.
thank you for letting me bust into your
Look forward to working with you two guys
Zoom
at
show.
the pub on Park on May 30th, the night before.
Yeah, I think we're
Memorial
all
Day.
gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
I
You're
got
gonna be there.
Jay, I got Brian, I got Larissa, and we'll see
Oh,
what
nice.
happens.
All right.
Jessica
Jessica
White's
Leigh,
up, man.
come to the pub on Park. Bring your prescription pad because we're gonna be messed up.
I know.
Come on.
I know. I'm only waiting to see if I'm on call that day or not. Because if I'm not on call, then I'm gonna go to the show. And if I am on call, though, I can probably still come and hang out at the show.
Just hang out. It's gonna be like a rehab waiting to happen. Just come down.
I might just not want to gamble being on stage in case the phone rings, but I could go and hang out. So yeah, one way or another.
I'll
You
do
know
the
what?
act.
When
Don't
you go
worry
on
about it.
stage, right? Give the phone to Brian. Brian will be on his
Well,
seventh.
I'll pretend it's
7
Martha.
and
Hello,
7.
can I help you?
He'll answer the call for
Jump.
you.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Well,
Good, Jess?
Oh, that would be awful.
All right, I'm kidding.
I think he'd make a great counselor. Look at him.
If they live in the basement, I'll tell them to jump.
Mike Cronin, what are you
No,
gonna
no.
say to wrap it up?
Go
Because
phone for
this is
Brian.
before we freeze.
I am humbled and honored
Honored.
to have been on this panel. It was so much fun. Brian, it was great to see you. I absolutely love the tie that you have on today. Everything's
Listen, and I love your
color-coded
shirt,
with the
Don Ho.
jacket. I'm glad that you do. Jay, I am loving your new glasses. Absolutely handsome. You are Hollywood galore. Jessica Leigh, great
I would
seeing
Jay
you
for
tonight.
sure.
You kind of twisted it up a little bit. You've got a new corner in the house. Kind of gives you that rustic look that you live in a very old house, like in Newport or something like that. It was great hanging out with you, and I thank you so much for your kind words
shui.
yesterday.
Mike,
That
we only
brought
have
a tear to my eye.
25 minutes left for the wrap.
Yeah,
Go
wrap
ahead.
it up. He's gonna get out the
I'm
hook.
telling you, you booked me on the show again, and you're hitting the bricks. We're back again with Mike Cronin doing the final word. Larissa, it
anything
was
else?
great seeing you. So great to see you. Johnny O'Connor, great hanging out with you. I love that strong, rustic Irish look. Johnny P, man, I love you,
That's a
and I
Irish look.
can't wait to hang out
Daddy
with you on Thursday when we eat meatballs.
Thank you, Mike Cronin. Your birthday week, you're out of your mind. Jessica Leigh, the final word in the weekly check-in is yours. You started this whole mess. It's yours.
Nothing says rustic Newport quite like a broken Billy Bass on my wall. So,
She's got the fish behind her.
I know it's a
It's
broken
busted though.
Billy
He does like this.
Right.
The fish is like Betty Davis, so it only goes halfway.
You guys are in timeout. Jay Burns and Brian Vincent will never wrap this show up. You're in timeout.
He used to play Talking Heads
Freeze. Go ahead, Jess.
and Bob Marley. So he has to be there. But no, it was so good to see everybody. And can we please do a show at a carnival? We should do that. We should make that happen. Brian,
Yes.
I'm so happy that you stepped on. Do not message me later and apologize for stepping on.
I always do.
It was so good to see you.
Jay, look
I
at
love
Jay.
you. I don't know why you think I don't love you. And I'm happy
Emmett.
that everybody was here. You guys are amazing.
All right, Jessica Leigh, we'll see you next Tuesday. Mike Cronin, I'll see you Thursday for a quick lunch. Larissa Anthony, we'll see you on stage soon.
Nice to meet you.
Johnny O'Connor, the spectacular show. Thank you for coming on. We
Okay.
always love the
John
O'Connor.
O'Connor's all rap
The
pack now.
same.
He's
We
all
love
like-
them all.
Oh, yeah.
Whole family, Johnny.
He starts the show
Thank
with Frank
you.
Sinatra. Now he's Dean Martin.
And Brian Vincent,
Hasselhoff
Jay
now.
Burns. Thanks for coming on. And that's a wrap, guys.
Okay.